I wanted to take a few minutes to share with you my experience with Kyle Ely's new course on using AI for CNC projects. As many of you know that follow me, there's a few people that I'm fanboys of that help me learn over the years of CNC, and I like to pass on those learnings to each of you. That's why I have the YouTube channel I like to do. And one of those people that I'm a fan of is Kyle in his Learn Your CNC course. And I wanted to just take a few minutes and share with you my thoughts about his new course and why, if you're interested, have a serious interest in CNC and looking for ways to up your game and take advantage of AI, you might want to take a look at that course. And I'll show you an example of something I did as a result. Now, many of you know that I've been looking at AI and how it can help me with my projects for a while now. And so in this case, I'm just going to share an example of where taking his course, I just completed it, gave me some insights and ways of thinking about approaching something in a smarter way versus a harder way. And by the way, if you're not familiar with me, I'm Rob Sandstrom of Rob Sandstrom Designs, and I like to help other people learn how to use their digital tools, things like CNCs, lasers, 3D printers. And so I put out on my channel content that helps people do that. And so that's what I'm doing now. Kyle is not sponsoring this video. I do get reimbursed if people decide to take his course and they use the link that I will be putting in the video description. It's called an affiliate link for those of you that are familiar with that. I just wanted to make sure that was clear up front. For people that know me, know that really doesn't matter to me very much. I won't share information if I don't think it's helpful. So in this case, let me share a couple things about the course and then get into how I used it to actually help me with the project that I'm working on. The course you can find on Kyle's page called learnyourcnc.com. Again, I will put a reference link in my video description on that. And you can see the course opened up on March 8th. And if you look up here at the top, you see that it says enroll now and AI for CNC Makers early launch. And from the 8th, which is past, to the 12th, you're going to get a couple extra bonuses. One is you're going to save $50 on the course, and you're going to get a couple extra bonuses on top of that. If you're interested, that's why I wanted to get this information out quickly so that you have that. In the course, they have several different modules, and those modules are included down here. He's going to talk about AI for design inspiration, how you can use it to help you get to the next level. He's going to talk about AI for vectors and artwork, how you can get artwork and generate vectors from that. He's going to talk about AI for 3D modeling. He's going to talk about AI for productivity. And he's going to talk about course wrap-up and give you a challenge. What I took advantage of after taking the course was I used some of the insights he provided in Module 2 here, AI for vectors and artwork, and also AI for 3D modeling. The project I used his ideas for, I was working on this project earlier, and I had actually gotten this gorilla and baby generated from AI. But you can see that how it ends right here, and I wanted to make a 3D carving of it and thought it would be a great idea if I could make the rest of this like a stone wall, make it looking like they're looking out of a cave, but not just end here with wood, but actually like a stone wall. Let me show you what it looks like at this time. I go to the 3D view and I twist it around. You can see the carving ends right there. So my idea was to go ahead and use my Aspire modeling tools to try to come up with a wall here. And I collaborated with a friend of mine, Dwight Ferguson, and we talked about different ways. And the way I decided to go about doing that was I wanted to make a sculpting brush that kind of mimicked this texture right here and see if I could apply that. And after a couple hours of doing that, I finally came up with this result. So you can see it was pretty successful, I thought. I think that looks pretty darn good. And I think that looks better than before when I was ending it right in this area. And so I was feeling pretty happy with that. And then I took Kyle's course and I said, well, you know, I spent a couple hours doing this. Would there be an easier way using the tools Kyle taught in that course? So I went back to ChatGPT, and I know there are some people who don't like the idea of using AI. Maybe this course isn't for you, but if you are one of those people who want to take advantage of the opportunities out there, then that's why I'm talking about this. So then I said, would there be an easier way for me to do that? And I decided to do this. I went into ChatGPT. This is my ChatGPT screen, and I've been using it for quite a few things recently, some of which were sparked by Kyle's, but some of which were previous. And I decided that would it be able to give me a quicker answer of something I might be able to use. Since it has my history, we'll come over here and you can see that's the picture I put in there. The text I wrote was, I'm working in Aspire software and I want to add a stone texture to the part of the graphic that does not have the gorilla or baby in the cave. Please provide me graphics that I can turn into 3D texture files that would represent the texture of a stone wall that a cave could be inserted into. And I was just actually trying to look for a texture that I could lay in the background of this picture instead of using a sculpting brush. But ChatGPT went one more step forward. ChatGPT gave me this whole image right here, and it included the texture, and it was pretty much the picture that I gave them, and they just modified it around the outside, and that was pretty impressive. So now if I take this picture and I import that into my two softwares that I like to use, which is VistaSculpt and Easy Create, I can take and get a model that has the wall already built into it pretty quickly. And let me show you how that worked out. So we're going to open up Easy Create, and that's the easiest for me to use on my Mac since VistaSculpt doesn't work on my Mac. And I'm going to take that picture that I got from ChatGPT, and I'm going to bring that picture on to the screen in Easy Create. And so now I've given them a reference picture. I'm not going to ask for any enhancement. I'm going to say skip enhancement for right now. I'm not going to remove the background because I want the background in there, and I'm going to create the model. And after working it through its magic, I'll enhance that a little bit more. I would like some more depth to that. Then I'll come along here and I'll get a few more details. This border looks a little higher, but I'm going to put my own border around it, so I think that's fine. If I wanted to do anything, let's see here. Well, with the head, I actually think that looks pretty darn good if you ask me. Maybe not quite so much depth. I think that's a little bit better. I like the detail. To each his own. You can decide whether you like it better with less detail or more detail. I like texture in my carvings, and so I like that detail. And I will go ahead and grab this one right here. Now recognize that took me all of what, 10 minutes, 15 minutes to get this model by going to ChatGPT the way I did. Now I can download this model as a V3M file, and now I can bring this V3M file into Aspire and work on that, and let's see what happens. So here we are in the original model, and this is what it looks like. I like how that looks, but let me go and get another sheet. I'm going to rename this sheet as ChatGPT version. I come over in the ChatGPT version, and because I've got this as a V3M, I can import it as a model right off the bat, coming up here and going import a component or 3D model. We'll go to where I downloaded that model. That's right here. And obviously I've got to shrink that model to fit. I can either just take the handles and move it, which is probably easiest for me to do, or I can determine what size my model is. So we'll come up here and we'll move this up a little bit more. We'll center that. And if I want to allow something for a frame, which I probably would, I could go ahead and make this smaller. But I'm just going to make it for now. This is not a lesson on how to use Aspire, but more a lesson on to show you how I use that AI tool for a quicker response. So now you see I've got the model in Aspire. and ready to carve within 20 to 30 minutes total. Now, you may like this model, you may want to do some more to it, you may not, but instead of spending hours on this model, you'd have to decide which you like better. That model or this model? They're both pretty good. What do you think? Couple hour model or 20-minute model? You decide. The purpose of this video was really to let people know about Kyle Ely's new course and give you an actual example of how I benefited from the course. As I said, a lot of the people that follow me are looking for ways to make their projects more effective or efficient, and I thought this was a perfect opportunity to share an example that is available now. It will be around for a long time. Even if you don't act on it now, you can jump on it anytime you want. It just up until the 12th, there was some special discounts available, and I would like to pass those kinds of things on to my friends and colleagues in the CNC world. By the way, this course that Kyle came up with will also work for any of the other ideas you want to do, like 3D printing, lasers, etc. What he covers, although it was designed with CNC makers in mind, it's a much broader perspective if you start thinking about how to use AI differently in your creative endeavors. And that's what it did for me as I demonstrated. With that, until we meet back in this medium again, have a great day. I will put a link in here for that OWL video I mentioned where I did the texturing with the sculpting brush, and I will also have links down below in the video description to Kyle's course. And if you're wondering what's covered in Kyle's course in a primer, look at the screen I've got behind me, and this is the kind of stuff that Kyle is trying to address in that course. Again, I am not being paid for this. It's just that it was inspiring to me to give me ideas on how I was kind of not using AI in certain ways that I could have. With that, have a great day.